Anyways, episode 8, guys. Sherman.
Did you record me coughing or getting ready or what? This is how we always start from now on, you know? Daniel's gonna be like, okay, episode 8. We're talking about stuff. Ready? Go. And then we're like, oh, we're starting. Oh no. Well.
Into the 99 cold opens.
Yeah. Welcome everyone. This is Into the 99, where we have 99 cards because Commander's number 1. I'm one of your hosts, Sherman.
I'm Hope.
And I'm Daniel.
Alright, now we got that out of the way. Let's get on to the topic because it's so exciting.
I think it's what everybody wants to talk about this week.
Well, I've been talking about it non-stop.
Yeah.
You know, let's just not announce it and just start talking. How about that? See what happens.
Get right into it. What's exciting this week?
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
Nothing. Daylight savings time, I had an extra hour sleep, and that still wasn't enough.
It still wasn't enough for me. I had a nap.
But, yeah, so Wizards made a huge announcement for Commander players.
It is, yeah, it's a good time to be alive for us.
I don't know about that, because, like, we'll cover that later on. There's just too much stuff that's going on.
Yeah, it's
information overload.
It's like, do you want to pay rent or get these products?
Yeah. So, Daniel, do you want to break down all the things that are coming out in the next year?
Yeah,
Basically,
Daniel, break it down.
Break it down.
Basically, Wizards has ensured I need to go get another job.
True.
Yeah.
So
take out a line of credit.
They've announced that there's going to be just a plethora of new Commander decks this year. So the first set is coming out in April instead of August, and it's coming out with Ikoria, Lair of Behemoths, 5 Commander decks with 71 new cards and a bunch of reprints. So more reprints than any Commander set has ever had, and 5 Commander decks.
See, I have a problem with that, okay? Because I'm so used to 4. I'm going to go up, like, I would like to pre-order 4 decks, and then it's Russian roulette after that. I'm like, oh crap, which one did I not get?
What do I get?
Oh no.
That would be an exciting announcement for Commander overall. We get our decks faster.
Totally.
We get an extra one to buy and break down.
I was excited with just that.
But they went into more. They're also doing a reprint set for green. Things that are good for Commander in their Q3 set. It looks like a Court of Callings in it, but it's going to be similar to the Jace's Spellbook looking things. Available in all foil and not foil.
Yay.
Depending how people want to spend their money. So for me, foil.
Not foil.
Along with that, in Q3, Zendikar Rising is the set. And 2 more Commander decks are coming out there.
Who's more excited about
now.
Zendikar Rising
7 Commander decks. That seems like enough. Now they bring out Commander Legends. 70 new Legends in the set. Commander sets so big, full of reprints that you're supposed to be able to draft from the set alone.
Yeah, because you have
However
the main
that's gonna
set
work.
and 2 Commander sets with that.
It's nasty.
If these are $500 a box, I'm still buying 5. I don't care. This is an amazing product.
I think we'll need to talk to an accountant.
And that seems to be... what else could they... 2 more Commander decks with that set.
Yeah.
9 pre-cons this year.
Yep. And 2 specific Commander items outside of that with the set and with Commander Collection Green.
Like, what's left, you know? Like, let's sing a song instead, you know, with all this stuff. Commander used to come out only once a year. It was no problem. I had no fear. But now they've come out with so much stuff. I've got honor cards, but now I am bankrupt. Yay!
Sherman the Songsmith, everyone. He takes that Neeson
so
deck seriously.
It's so true!
So, yeah, a lot to talk about. 9 pre-con decks. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Sherman, let's talk about the first 5.
Sure, me.
Okay, first off, you need, a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay, so, it's gonna come out in April the 24th. Okay, 5 pre-con decks.
Yeah. At the same time as the set. It's not coming out, staggered. It's
So there's still gonna be your normal exciting Commander cards from the set.
Didn't they say that you could play them at pre-release?
Yeah, they did.
That was major.
So the main thing I'm focused on is how much they're gonna be, okay? Because if you look at the previous pre-cons, they're when they first came out, depending on which LGS you went to or how you pre-ordered it, they're normally between $40 to $50 each. But normally if you buy all of them, you get a special deal, right? So maybe if all 5 come out, they're going to be around anywhere from $200 to $230 for a special deal, right? Once again, we're in Canada. Okay, so,
Moose dollars.
yeah, boost dollars. So, but yeah, like we're gonna be spending a lot of money there.
Yeah.
5 decks. So I'm
But
just
that's
like,
if you get all 5.
5 decks.
oh come on!
1 second. Let's all be serious. 5 decks and a box. of
And
the
a
set.
box. And your pre-release pack.
Okay, so there's $500 there, like I said. Okay. Because, like, let's face it, you're going to get those, you're going to get new sleeves, you're going to get new deck boxes.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Dragon Shield, make new colors, please.
And please make them matte.
Please hear us.
Yeah, don't make not mad. Why do you even do this?
Yeah. Glass, who still uses glass?
Ew.
Everyone
It just
tag
slides.
Dragon Shield in this. Those sleeves are a crime.
Please don't tag Dragon Shield.
Yeah,
Don't harass them.
We'll get an email or a letter.
Cease and desist.
Dragon Shield, please sponsor us. Never send us not Matt product.
Yeah. But it's I think it's fantastic at the same time. Like we gotta like it's I'm worried about with this and all the whole announcements for everything Commander.
Yeah.
Like I'm just worried about wallet fatigue.
Well, and also kind of excitement fatigue because not everyone wants to play just the pre-cons, and also not everyone wants to spend the money to upgrade 5 decks. This is a lot, 9 decks.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're putting $50 into the decks, and the decks themselves are $50, nearly $1,000 on Commander in 1 year is a little steep for some people.
Yeah, and
So everyone is going to have to remember that maybe they don't need every deck.
Yeah.
I'm not that person. I need every deck.
Well,
but
I think that's something that we don't really consider on a usual basis because we get 4 or, back in the day, 5 decks a year. And that's not as heavy on your wallet or on your, like you said, your level of excitement. Like, it's a lot easier to manage and you only do it once a year. It's in the middle of the year and that's just that. Whereas this is constant throughout the year. So maybe it's time to focus on, do I really want like a Merfolk deck? But you know what I mean? Like, so it's to choose, I would say pick and choose mechanics you actually like or something that you wanted to try and not that you're going to buy just because you feel like you need them all.
But keep in mind, this is only stuff that they announced for Commander.
Yeah.
It's not including things they're going to announce for Brawl, because we know they're trying to push
Oh,
Brawl.
Or for the set, and that's actually what I was going to talk about later on in the legendary cards and the Commander draft set. To me, it does look like a shove towards Brawl. Then it's a lot easier to draft a 60-card deck than it is a 100-card deck, right?
I still love Brawl, even though I wish it wasn't standard rotating, but it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's all this, and then not considering that they're gonna have Brawl support, which let's face it, we're all gonna buy Brawl as well.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on my Brawl decks.
Yeah.
They really, really messed up that distribution for sure.
It's November.
I'm so glad I got mine still.
Well, you know what, though? The excitement, I think, did drive it. And the more and more they see it, the more we are going to get big announcements like this. Because, again, they are going to keep printing great cards to be used as Commander as long as they want Brawl to be a format.
Yeah.
So, in the sets outside of these reprints alone, there's already going to be just a whack of great cards for Commanders that are going to... Everyone's going to be able to pick and choose kind of what they like, what works, what doesn't work. Not everyone is going to want every deck.
Yeah.
But everyone's going to want at least one of them, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure. But let's keep moving on. There's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, so Q3, we have Zendikar Rising with 2 Commander decks there, and the Commander collection for green. So, Zendikar, going back to Zendikar already, I'm just like, yes.
Oh my god!
Awesome.
Well, Zendikar without the Eldrazi, what a
What
weird
does that
plane it's
mean?
going to be.
What does that even mean?
The 4th version
Also,
of Omnath.
Yes,
Yeah.
Black Omnath.
No.
Omnath in a cave.
But
Lone Hermit.
Darkness Omnath. But no, just going back to Zendikar is going to be so exciting. Anybody that has ever met me knows that I love Zendikar. It's my favorite plane. I'm so excited. But they said that there's not going to be any Eldrazi, or there's not going to be the Titans that we know about.
Probably the Titans, I say.
I believe all the Eldrazi are going to be gone from right now because Zendikar did, at the end, quote-unquote, win.
Yeah,
at the cost of everything.
I also feel like don't the Eldrazi... Oh, go ahead.
But you have to remember that there is so many great legendary creatures from it. All of those allies are no longer allies, so you may have them...
Civil War.
Yeah, exactly. Who is going to come
Zendikar
out...
Civil War.
Who's going to come out on top? You have Drana from all of it. You have Tazri. What has she been up to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nissa. seeing Nissa on Zendikar would be cool. Like,
Well, I think Nissa is going to go back and try. So I think she'll be a big
rebuild.
Yeah, a big planeswalker there involved in the set.
I'm really excited. I think it's going to be very tribal based.
I think you're going to get a lot of elemental support.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For sure, yeah. Especially considering, like, with the Commander collection starting with the color green. Mm-hmm. Green's the crappiest color for me, okay? That's the reason why I'm like,
okay. Yeah, everybody can be wrong.
oh. But I can understand why they chose green, because if you look at the 2 spell books that have come out so far, you had Jace, which is blue, and then Gideon, which is white. So it's like...
No one plays red.
Yeah, unfortunately.
They're going to reprint Lightning Bolt?
Yeah. So, like,
Fireball.
you have, like, red, green, and black left, unless you go with colorless, right? But, like, green makes sense.
Yeah, green, like, we were kind of chit-chatting earlier, and green is an extremely accessible color, especially when you're new to the game. And trying to learn Magic in the format of Commander is hard enough as it is.
Green probably is the most dumbed-down color.
It's the simplest for anyone to play. Because, like,
there aren't majorly difficult mechanics. I would say, like, one of the most difficult mechanics is Trample.
Yeah. Because, like, let's face it, if you're a new player, green's probably the easiest color to get into. Cause,
that's
like,
how I learned was with the mono green deck.
Yeah. Big creatures go in, stompy.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're trying to play blue, it's like, okay, do I counter this? Should I counter this? What deck are you playing? I need to know the deck first.
What does scry mean? Like, there's just a lot.
Scry or cry?
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. There are just a lot more difficult mechanics, and that's the same reason why I think it's good that they didn't pick something like black, because again, there's a lot of mechanics and things that layer on each other, and a lot of triggers that happen with blue, black, and white.
I think green is a good place to test as well for these ones that are more interested in by Commander players. Yeah. They're going to be able to see and kind of gauge the interest. I think more decks and players at least have a green deck than any other color. I would say green is probably the overwhelming color in everyone's deck, whether that's Bant, Jund, whatever.
Especially for mono colors. Green is probably one of the more common ones as well.
I feel like the only ones
I would say green and blue are the best monocolored.
Yeah, I was going to say the only ones I see on a regular basis are green and blue. Sometimes I'll see somebody playing a mono white deck, but it's rare.
Yeah. Masako, yeah.
This guy over here.
We'll talk about Masako later on. But let's keep on going here. So let's talk about Commander Legends. I'm happy for this, but like at the same time, like I think they made this because of 2 reasons. One, the Commander format is the fastest growing format right now in Magic.
Because it's the best.
Yeah. And they tested the waters already with Modern Horizon, and that went nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, let's face it. Like, it was, like, it did so well. Like, people still love it. The prices are still high. They did a lot of reprints that were needed. Like, all sorts of things, right? So,
well, the reprints were needed The reprints were needed for Modern, but on top of that, they were also, like, a lot of Commander players really, really got into those.
Yeah, like Urza.
Oh, yeah.
Yawgmoth, Warathon.
The nasty boys.
Sliver. The list goes on.
Prismatic Vista, any of those, like there's
Windows Vista.
all of their like Fiery Islet, like Islet, all those, like they were.
I like the Canopy lands.
Oh yeah,
I was really, really happy about those. So, but that's the overview of everything. So let's get into talking about what this means for Commanders, hopes, fears, predictions, all that jazz. So let's just go into the fears. Because, like, we already kind of, like, talked about, like, what we kind of want to see and everything, you know, but we'll probably talk about more. But let's talk about the fears. And my biggest fear with all this stuff, besides the wallet fatigue and the overexcitement, is power creep. That's the one thing I'm really, really scared about.
It is really easy to want to print strong cards. Yeah. Commander players see it, I gotta have it. And then it just becomes something that has to be banned outright.
Yeah, and, like, with Commander, like, we do see ban lists. You know, we do have them. It's not fun playing against someone that has like a huge powerful deck, and they're spending the money on it, and you can't. You know? Like I make powerful decks, but I actively make the choice to have lower power decks. You know, so for me, if I go against a powerful deck, I'm not as discouraged. I don't mind as much. But if you're talking about a new player that can only like maybe afford to buy like one pre-con and maybe like $20 worth of upgrades, it's not so much fun.
Yeah, right now it's a good time for it to be accessible by everyone.
Yeah. So, and that's one of my fears with the power creep. Like we see that especially like with the newest set, Thornvale Drain. Like I watched a few standard matches for that, and like seeing it and hearing people talk about Oko.
Yeah.
Like Oko. Like people are scared of that card being banned right now because it's in everything.
Well, yeah, and it gets to the point of, do I wait for it to be banned because everyone's complaining about it, or do I go buy it and hope it doesn't get banned, but then I'm also part of what everyone is saying
Yeah,
is
you're
the
like
problem.
part of the problem.
Yeah, and this is just standard.
Yeah, well, and with regards to the power creep, like, it's not... Obviously, Commander is certainly not about winning every game, but not winning any games.
Yeah.
Is a big problem,
yeah. And like, because it's about fun and it's about camaraderie and it's about a lot of social. But if you're losing every single game because there's too much power on one side of the table, like it sucks, especially for new people. You know, like it's really hard to convince somebody to come out to play again if they're never going to win a game. You know.
Yeah,
or never feel like they have never feel like they are even going to come close.
Well, as you mentioned Urza before, Urza is an example of power creep gone too far. He's such an easy deck to generate infinite mana, and I don't think there's a way to build him that isn't inherently not fun.
Yeah.
Everyone I've seen runs like every static orb, winter orb, trinisphere effect they can. That's the whole point of it, and yeah, he's got a real strong effect. He generates an artifact. He turns all of your artifacts into Mox Sapphires. He's real good.
And that's one of the reasons why, like, when I play, I go for the commanders that are not played as much, or if it is a powerful commander, I try to, like, come up with something that's janky and everything. Because, like, I like playing against new players. I like having them, like, learn, take back turns and all, or like moves and everything. Yeah. I don't care, you know, because I just want to have fun. And I find I have more fun sometimes with the newer players or people that are trying to learn the game as opposed to veterans, because veterans, most of them, if they want to throw down the power, they won't sandbag, they'll just go nuts and everything.
They'll go for the win. They basically treat the match like it's a chess game. Like as soon as you've cast a spell, no second chances to think anything through, as if you're in a $20,000 tournament and it's all on the line.
Yeah. Sometimes we can take it too seriously, you know. And so it's nice. It's sometimes I love playing with new players, especially when you can see that they finally figured out like a combo that they have available. Like, they get so excited.
Oh, I didn't know I could do this.
And they kill you. I'm like, that was awesome.
Or they're like, oh, I finally get to play this one card. I've had this card in here for ages,
like,
you know.
It's
and
8 costs. I've never gotten it out.
Yeah, and then, you know, you're holding like a Path to Exile. It's like, no, I'll
it's
pull it back.
I'll
let them play with it for at least 2 turns, and then I'll kill it. Oh wait, swinging at me? No, Path to Exile.
Okay, Path to Exile. But it's nice to see. It's nice to see that excitement, and that to me always reminds me like why I love playing Magic. You know, because like that. Like genuine excitement. I remember the first time that I won a game against Daniel, like, and I came by it honestly. You know, like I remember when I was first learning how to play, when I cracked my first Planeswalker, and like there are things that like, and I wanted to play that card, and I wanted to get it off. And I remember like because as we've talked about before, one of the first decks, like a fool, that I ever played regularly was an edited version of the Ur-Dragon Commander deck. Which is maybe not the best deck for a newbie, but 5-color dragons. But I remember the first time I was able to get off the new Sarkhan and get all my dragons out. I'm never going to forget that moment in my life, you know? And that was awesome.
It's great. You know,
that's the experience. That's what people want.
Yeah, like that's something I don't even think I won that game. I think somebody board wiped me, but it doesn't matter.
You still pulled it off.
I don't care.
And that's a problem with when you print a lot of cards that are really, really strong, that you don't have those moments as much, right? Because someone's just going to counter it, someone's going to do something, wipe it out. You can't get to them.
Yeah,
exactly, right? So that is one thing I am worried about is power creep.
Well, if you look at it, like, they have printed Caracas. They have it in their arsenal to print things that are just not fun.
Yeah.
So...
But at the same time... Like, Dan, for you,
it
might be a good thing.
For everyone who doesn't know what Caracas is quickly, because it is an old card, it returns legendaries to people's hand.
Yeah.
But it's a land.
Think of it this way, okay? If they print out all these powerful cards, they might unban Leovold.
Oh, true.
Daniel.
Group hug Leovold. coming through.
It might happen. You never know, right? If things get really, really crazy, I could totally see that, especially with this announcement.
But the other thing is, I hope that they keep things kind of in check a little bit, because I don't think that Commander needs to or should have this huge, ridiculous ban list that's constantly being updated and changed.
It should be a self-policing format.
Yeah.
Totally, and it shouldn't have to have that overarching sort of policing.
Yeah, like some play groups don't have Cyclonic Rift in their decks because they're like, it's too strong.
I hate it.
I'll still play Cyclonic Rift myself, but once again, it's like extreme emergencies kind of deal.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's one of those things that, like, something that we talked about before is if somebody Cyclonic Rifts and then wins, it's like, fine.
Yeah.
But if you get Cyclonic Rifted and then you're just trying to rebuild and you have to discard and it takes forever and then nobody's still winning for 10 turns, it's like, why?
Why did you do that?
Just let me take the win, man. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like you cast Cyclonic Rift and Sunder at the same time? I hate you. I hate you so much.
Well, I play in my Kai card, I fireball people for 40. And then they're like, oh, Psych Rift in response. Like, what the? Just
cast an eye for an eye instead. Come on.
Just leave the game, man. Like, now everyone else is sitting here like, I guess it's a race of who can drop their board fastest.
Yeah.
Again.
But that's it. So that's my issue with Cyclonic Rift.
Yeah. So that's like some of the fears, like power creep, price, stuff like just sort of
just balance on.
I do have another fear, and it's something that most people kind of would probably be a little excited for. But maybe an over-influx of too many new keyword abilities, things like that, things that fundamentally change the game a little too much. That might be great for Commander, but might be a little confusing for new players to actually get into and understand.
It's true. Like, I'm scared of that, but at the same time, I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Because,
new abilities are great.
I love new abilities. I love combining with old abilities, like I said before, Masako, because you guys gotta see my deck. Not really go off, but it was
Sherman's got a really cool Masako deck.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Masako the Humorless is a 2-1 for 2 and a white. You can flash it in, and your tapped creatures can still block. So I have that in a deck I call Old Meets New, because I use vehicles, which is from Kaladesh. Okay, so that's a newer mechanic and everything, or fairly new. But I combine it with banding,
which I had never even heard of.
Yeah, so banding was way back in the day. They stopped it because it's confusing. But basically, it's like a creature with banding can band together with another creature that does not have banding, and they attack as basically one unit. But you get to decide how the damage is dealt. So if someone's attacking you with a 10-10 trample, and you block with 2 1/1 creatures that band together, I can choose to have all 10 damage sent to one creature and have nothing to trample over, and my second creature will still live. Okay.
Yeah. Or if you can do like what you did early in the game that we were playing, which was one of his creatures couldn't take any damage, so he just kept having all the damage directed to that. It was incredible. It was just a very interesting mechanic I'd never seen anybody do.
Yeah.
But if you're crewing vehicles with those creatures, if they're tapped and you can still block with them because of Masako, it's a very neat...
Yeah, and you can still tap, you can still crew vehicles that are tapped, or artifacts that are tapped. It doesn't matter, as long as you have the power, who cares, right?
So it's really cool to see, different abilities like that. So if they bring out some, weird abilities, I know that you're going to be all over that, because that's your bread and butter.
Yeah, I love that stuff. It's fun.
If there's a keyword, Sherman is on it.
Yeah, totally.
And if it's janky, he's
even better. It's like, excuse me. It's like with the new food tokens. I was telling everyone, everybody knows I've been trying to do this at the LGS. I'm trying to make a Hungry Hippos deck with Spelldugger and food tokens, because Hungry Hippos. Duh!
Because why wouldn't you want to?
Why not?
As soon as you saw the food tokens, you're like, how can I take advantage of these?
Yeah. Okay, let's see. There's Hunger to Feed from, Amonkhet. But what else? Ooh, tokens. Hungry Hippos. Yeah. We're hungry hippos. Hungry hippos.
But different sort of mechanics that I think would be really cool. I know I would love, I've mentioned this time and time again. I think it would be really, really cool to have abilities that are similar to what the Eminence abilities were like, but maybe less strong than the Eminence abilities. I think they're a little bit overpowered.
I like the Eminence abilities, though. On a Mythic, I don't think that's too bad.
It depends on the eminence. Like,
I think
Edgar Markov was strong.
Yeah.
The other ones weren't so bad, but they're still fairly strong. But Markov was the craziest. But if they have another eminence where it's like not as crazy, where it doesn't create creatures, let's say it creates like some sort of token where you can use. Actually, no, mana ramp for eminence would still be crazy.
Yeah, mana ramp would be insane.
But I've still never seen anyone complain about like Arabo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just on the attack.
should.
It gets a giant growth, so yay.
Yeah, but exactly. If you were to make something like an Enchantress Presence, you cast an enchantment Eminence and you draw a card, that'd be a really, really great Eminence trigger. Lots of stuff like that.
It'd be cool to see it brought back in some form or another. I think that'd be awesome.
That'd be cool. So let's go on. Let's talk about reprints for a second. What reprints we want to see? Because let's face it, like they said, they're gonna do reprints, and we want to see reprints.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I think every big Commander player does. Daniel specifically, I think, is really excited about this.
Well, there's just so many. Yeah, there's so many decks that I have that I would love to upgrade cards, but I just can't.
Well, I think specifically for you two, because you've both been playing for so long, like you've been around to see things come and go, and things that you liked, and things that you wanted to see come back. You know, things that you may have used when you're growing up are just not viable right now.
Well, I just can't justify putting a land tax in like 41 different decks.
Yeah.
It just, too much.
Yeah, land tax would be a nice reprint. Like they reprinted last time in Battle Bomb, but it'd still be nice to see it.
Yep.
Yeah, well, and I love the artwork of the Battle Bond printing. Can't find it anywhere. It's like never in stores. It's still, I think, around a $50 card when it is in stores. Yeah. I haven't checked. It could be wrong, but it's... That's
the last time you were looking.
$50+ as a card.
And you both you and Hope came up with an interesting statement when we were talking about stuff like this earlier. Because we were saying like how like with Lightning Greaves they reprinted that along with Seymour Muse and the Sad Robot, and then you guys said, yeah, it's reprinted, but
they're not a real reprint. Everyone who's picking those Commander decks up is almost entirely because they play Commander. So they're not things that are actually hitting a market there. I want the card. I'm going to buy the card.
Yeah.
Right? So all those Soul Rings, all those Command Towers, those aren't real reprints.
No.
They're in the deck that you use. But how many people do you see that buy a 3-color precon and they're like, you know what this deck doesn't need?
Soul Ring.
Command Tower.
Yeah.
This Soul Ring.
Like never. It's never going to happen.
Arcane Signet.
Nobody's ever been like, that's not really adding anything to the deck.
I'm going to replace this Command Tower with a Cycling Land because
I hate myself.
Yeah. I don't need it.
But also, like, even if that person decides to take that deck apart, they're not selling the Soul Ring. You know, they're putting it in their new deck.
Yeah, and it's a really, really interesting point, because if you look at it, the financial aspect of it, prices only go down when those cards flood the market. Mm-hmm. Those cards aren't flooding the market. They're still staying in the people's hands. So the prices are going to stay high regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So, and that's the thing. With a reprint, that means like they're actually going to put it into like booster packs and everything. People are going to open them and they're going to see them, and you're going to actually have some of those cards go back into the market for other people to buy.
I would love to crack Command Towers. I'd love to crack any of those things. Command Tower, Command Beacon.
I would lose my mind.
Yeah, it'd be exciting because you'd be like, yes, this has a place in decks.
That would be like the best pull.
I have to mass buy Soul Rings all the time, and it's horrible.
Yeah, they're so hard to find.
Well, there's so many decks that I just forget to even include it because see it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like oh man, like things like that, like Birds of Paradise would be great. You know,
I love birds.
Yeah, think of it a bop.
Yeah. So like, there's so many cards. Like you had a huge list before we even started.
Daniel's got a big boy list.
I would also love to see Fyndhorn Elves. It is pricey for what it is. It's a Llanowar Elves. It's like $4 or $5.
Yeah.
I would love to see a reprint of that card.
Maybe in Commander Collection Green.
Maybe.
Just saying.
Some of the ones that I had out, though, are just some of the lands that are just...
Can we just touch on the fact that there might be like another new Llanowar Elf art? Gorgeous.
There's 70 new cards in it. There might be another Llanowar Elf.
Oh my god.
There's nothing stopping them printing more 1-drops that do those things. Or for other colors. Who would love a 1-drop red that taps for red?
Black.
Ooh.
Something like that. Any of those land ramps.
Or like the
Bring some land ramp
like
to white for the
Avacyn's
love
Pilgrim,
of God.
like a black green that taps for a white, or like stuff like that. Like that would be so dope.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Love that.
I'd love to
Sorry,
see.
I'm getting distracted. I'm so
I'd
excited.
love to see a Maze of Ith reprint. It's such a good card for Commander, especially against those big Voltron ones. Command Beacon, which has never been reprinted at all.
Yes.
And is an amazing card. Your normal Ancient Tombs, Phyrexian Altar, Ashnod's Altar, Exploration, Burgeoning,
Yeah, Burgeoning.
Bloom Tender, which also has never seen a reprint, sitting around $40. I guess they made that weird Tree Folk kinda Bloom Tender.
Oh,
in the new
yeah.
set,
Yeah.
but it's not the same.
No. You know what would be fun if they reprinted like a bunch of stuff that's super old that we don't see, but it's just like sort of like a reminder at the same time, like, hey, we had these cards, but not like stupid things. Okay,
Yeah.
not like Healing Salve or something like that, or Guardian Angel, like something that's actually good.
Mhm.
Yep.
So, of course, I would still use those cards, but that's besides the point.
But
Only you.
there's a lot of cards that are just great that have never seen it. Mana Reflection, Gauntlet of Might, Extraplanar Lens, those would be great. Sylvan Library and Rhystic Study.
Yeah.
Commander players would go bananas. Put nothing else in the set but those, and you'll still sell boxes.
Sylvan Library, I'd be worried about because the financial market for Sylvan Library, they're really, really high. So the moment you reprint that, that's going to definitely drop for sure.
I own like 10 or 12 of them. I don't care. I want more. Drop the prices. The game, I hate the financial side of the game because at the end of the day, it is a game and more people should be able to access the game.
That's true. That's true.
Like, and I understand that they need, like, we can go into this on another time, and I understand that they need to consider that market, but also, like, it should be about the players first and foremost.
They need to consider it unofficially, right? So
yeah, there is no secondary market.
Yeah, there is none.
There is no value. Wink, wink.
But
it's just pieces of paper.
This piece of paper happens to be shiny Jace. It is of no concern.
It is no concern to you.
But yeah, Sherman had also mentioned like a Sensei's Divining Top.
Yes.
Any of the swords which do desperately need a reprint.
Yes.
Light and Shadow, Feast and Famine, all of those. Fire and Ice, they would desperately be needed.
Oh man, like just reprint them all, please.
And on that same sort of note, the Stoneforge Mystic would be
Stoneforge Mystic.
Yes.
You could also get your strip mines. A lot of commander decks really, really take a heavy punch to the chest in the land department.
Yeah.
So anything that helps with that. The Battle Bond lands are so good, and they're never available. There's just such scarcity of them. There's such scarcity of Battle Bond in general. Reprint a ton of that.
Yeah.
So, and they're like the tutors.
Wizard, send us a box of Battle Bond.
Oh boy.
The tutors would be really good.
Yeah.
And they also, for anyone concerned about these things, they can also be versions of these that are not as good but still good.
Yeah.
You know, a slightly higher cost
Like a middle
Stoneforge
ground.
Mystic. Yeah. I would play anything like people still run their Diabolic Tutors and everything like that. Not everything has to be a Vampiric Tutor.
Yeah. So that's with the reprints.
Yeah.
Which, I'm excited to see what reprints. At the same time, I'm worried about to see fallout of some of the reprints because once again, we want to see good value reprints. We want to see good reprints. We don't want to see crappy ones. Yeah. Like there's only so many times I can see a Giant Growth reprinted. I'm like, yay! Like draft, okay, fine. Like War Spark draft. Crankle Mob Boss, attack, Giant Growth. Yeah!
But there are a lot of things that really do have a desperate need for a reprint that does kind of feel not great to sit across the table. We just got a Mana Vault. I don't think we've ever gotten a Mana Crypt reprint other than the Masterpiece, which
That's not exactly
that doesn't really count.
Yeah, if you want to drop $500 a card, then I guess it was reprinted. If you can find one of the random ones
if you
that
got
came in.
super lucky.
Yeah.
Well, if they could do something sort of like what they did with Ixalan, where you have like the Gaia's Cradle flip.
I love those enchantments.
Stuff
those
like
are
that.
Awesome. I thought those were great.
Yeah,
cards.
you had the Tolarian Academy, you had like the Black Lotus, like things like that. But do the same thing for things that are so overpriced that like Power Artifact.
Yeah.
Find some way to do that where, you have to fulfill some conditions and then flip it. And
I would love to see more of those flip cards, especially the flip enchantments. Yeah.
They're fun.
They're very fun.
You know what's difficult is finding those stupid checklists.
Oh yeah, the That or you need
Yeah.
blacked out back sleeves.
Yeah. Because, like, it was, like, even for, from Exelon, those are one of the hardest ones to find because the search for Escantha
Was so popular.
Yeah, that no one really had the checklist for it. So, like, yeah, that'd be really, really nice to have. But let's move on here.
Before we even move on, in the reprints, give us some tokens. Come on.
Yeah.
You know, give us some angel tokens. Give us a Llanowar token. Any of those things. Like,
That's a good point. Even tokens that we need reprinted.
There is a ton of those that just don't exist and stuff. And there's a Mirror Battlesphere, those like the mirror tokens that come in, or from Genesis Chamber. Any of those, give me some good Sapperling tokens, guys. Come on.
Yeah, like we all love
We're
tokens.
desperate.
Yeah, we love like the artist renditions of tokens or anything. We love supporting them, but at the same time, we want our official tokens.
I love cracking foil tokens, and I see them. I'm so excited for them.
Yeah.
And there is a ton of specific commander tokens that don't exist. Like those Omnoth ones, those are really, really hard to find. Yeah. The original Voja token from the first Tolsmir, that's
impossible.
Nowhere.
Yeah, the new one is easy. But, well, not easy, but easier. But yeah, the original Voja is...
Yeah,
some good tokens would be really nice.
And make them full art just like...
love them,
Yeah, that'd be really sweet.
I haven't even considered that. You're putting
a
whole new... Oh, my God.
Oh, man. This is why it's great. We have a great dynamic here.
Yeah.
Well, it really is nice. I'm sure everyone has a play group where... they have the token guy. Everyone's got the token guy. Yeah. They come out. They've got their things. One of the guys at our local game store, he has a bunch of custom tokens. He uses the rats from Ratatouille as one of them.
Yeah.
I love seeing those. Hilarious. But yeah, their tokens are really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They are needed.
Yeah.
People don't play with them, and it's not as nice to see just dice and wonder which one is my 4/4 beast, which one are my 1/1.
Yeah, like it's hard even as like the player of that deck, like keeping track of what everything is.
Are these my white vampires? Are these my black vampires?
Are these the ones that are white with flying?
I think these fly. These possibly have lifelink.
These have 1/1s, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
What's that other dice?
Oh, exactly. And then someone's dropping a Cathar's Crusade. You're trying to put 1/1 counters with dice on dice.
And they're all different, like, combinations or anything. Yeah, it's just silly.
It's difficult. So that would be really valuable. That would be really cool. I'm happy you brought that up.
Well, I would love to see Luminarch tokens. There's not very many good angel tokens.
Yes.
Luminarch, Parhelion, any of those. Come on, give me angel tokens.
Oh I just want mirrors. Mirrors are my favorite
Sliver
creature type.
Tokens.
Oh my God.
Let's go. Sliver tokens. All day.
I know the perfect picture for that. Just a finger with a piece of wood stuck inside of it.
Oh my God, I would die. Please. I don't know what artist out there needs to make them. Bring it to Wizards, but please.
Here's a tetanus shot.
All the slivers just reimagined as random pieces of wood and people. Sliver Queen, it's just
Redwood.
A big spike through someone.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
I didn't realize that I needed this, but I need this. It's the most heavy metal tokens I've ever seen in my life.
All slivers are painful.
Yeah. I mean...
So with that, though, there's another thing I did...
Like, we could just move past this.
There is another thing I wanted to talk about, and that's tribes that need another color access to them.
Yeah.
There's so many. They just printed, I was talking earlier, they just printed Rienne. It's a terrible angel commander.
I don't even know what it does. I don't even remember this angel happening.
Yeah, it's the buy a box for one of the recent sets.
Oh,
and it's just multicolored creatures get 1/1. It's an angel in green, red, and white. And that was the best they could do. It's terrible. You know how much I would love?
That was a buy a box?
Yeah. You know how much I would love a good angel commander in that? Oh, because you can play Boros Angels, or you can pretty much not play Angels.
Yeah.
You play Boros Angels or White Angels, or you can do Elves and Angels like I did.
Yeah.
There's nothing that lets you do all three.
Yeah.
Name one good commander in that column. What, you want Marath?
Yeah.
Right.
It's not, like there's a lot of tribes out there, a lot of creature types. And we're not talking about like badgers. Ooh. Because there's like 3 badgers in the whole, like all 19,000 cards.
I say we need more squirrels energy.
Squirrels would be nice, Make Earl of Squirrel legal. That'd be cool.
They made Aula, Queen of Bears. Love the card.
Yeah.
Beautiful card.
Bear tribal.
Horrible.
Yeah.
It's a horrible card. It doesn't do anything. There's not bears, so I'm like playing bear shapeshifters in mono green.
Yeah.
It's still a nice try, though. It's still, yeah.
If there was the support for it, it would be my number one deck. It's one of my favorite artworks. It's my most commonly played on playmat. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the background of our setup literally right now. I can see it.
Yeah. It's a real cool concept, but there's not the option for that. And there's also just legendary cards that maybe need a bit of an upgrade. I would love to see a new Teferi as a creature, not a planeswalker. Give me a creature Teferi.
Yeah.
Give me a Mishra that's maybe on par with a Yawgmoth and Urza.
Urza, yeah.
Something like that would be really cool. I didn't really like the Volrath that was reprinted. It's not bad, but
it's okay. It's not bad.
I think he could have been cooler.
Way cooler. You could totally do that. Like, it would be fun if they took all going through the old books that they had, pulling those characters and put them in.
One of the spoiled ones does look to be Jessica.
Yeah.
And that's who turns into Phage.
Yes.
That's a pretty cool commander.
And back.
Yeah, and back is not wrong.
I just started at the very beginning, Garth One Eye.
But I would love to see a lot of those creatures that eventually became Planeswalkers, the heroes of the story, represented in cards.
Yeah.
Young Ajani when he was the outcast of his pride, anything like that. Like, I would love a lot of those things.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
It would be cool if they had something like with Zendikar Rising, for example. Like, we know everyone wants to ally together, but now there might be a war. If they create a commander deck for each faction, and then you have a war that way, that would be really, really cool.
That would be wicked.
Because then you have a commander for each faction, and you just battle it out like a true
Zendikar Civil War. I love it.
Yeah, a civil war. That would be awesome.
Hope's off celebrating in the background.
Well, there's so many things you can do. That's just one of the things that you can do, and it would go with the storyline.
Oh, if they did allies and enemies also, if there was that'd be so as
the abilities or
as opposed
to mercenaries. Boo.
Something like that could be.
Well,
really
you could
cool,
do allies and enemies, and allies are the people who want to keep Zendikar together.
Yeah.
And then you have the enemies and the people who don't want the unified Zendikar.
But then you could have friend and foe cards and allies and enemies.
Cool.
You choose your enemies. You choose. Oh my god!
Wizards hire us.
Wouldn't
right
that be
now.
amazing? Because
Yeah,
you
basically
have,
set design over here.
just watch
We'll just
Avengers.
break the game. Yeah, that'd be really, really cool. That would.
But that would be really cool. You could
Yeah.
see the two different factions of Zendikar and who's leading these people.
Yeah, and then you have traitors and backstab and all that
Yeah.
stuff. That'd be fun.
Is there somebody that's trying to bring back the Eldrazi also? They might not succeed, but is that something that somebody's focusing on? Are we gonna see Nahiri and
That could be cool.
That would be cool.
There are just a lot of tribes that do
I think we might also I think we might also see new planeswalkers emerge from all of that chaos
sure.
and turmoil,
for sure.
people's sparks igniting. I think we're gonna see a bunch of new planeswalkers.
Well, and it'd be cool to also see Sarah as a creature.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love that as even just a mono white angel would be pretty solid. I would love to see a new Phage. Phage is such a cool, interesting card, but not really playable in Commander.
No.
You run the risk of dying as soon as you drop her.
Immediately.
You can try and use her as a commander and hopefully have Sundial of the Infinite out when she hits.
Yeah.
That's pretty much your option.
I just want a commander for my mirrors, because that's all I want. Or even
we were saying a Mirror Tribal needs a commander. I would love a 5-color machine deck.
Yeah, if I go story wise, I could use Karn, or I could use Memnarch, but I want to use all the colors of the mirrors. Come on,
Yeah.
That's what's the point if I'm
With a good Sunburst mechanic on them, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be fun. So
Pirates. Pirates have a great commander, and they're a terrible tribe.
yeah.
I never consistently see people who are, this is my pirate deck.
Yeah.
I have Admiral Beckett Brass was actually the first commander deck I made when I came back into playing commander from a long break. And it's just not good. It's
Yeah, it's a bad deck.
there's not enough pirates to make it good. There's Hostage Taker, and
Hostage taker.
the rest. You can maybe get Captivating Crew out, and that's
Which is okay.
pretty much where they stop.
Yeah. No, pirates definitely need...
This is my 3-3 for 7. Because pirates. He's on a ship, you see. It just, they're not great. Werewolves desperately need a new commander, and I think need a new color access as well.
Yeah.
I would love to see Jund werewolves.
I would like to see new spiders as well.
Ooh.
Because I'm sick of seeing the same giant spider reprinted again and again and again.
Yeah.
So, and Ishkana, I think it's a great card. I think it's a great commander. And there's Phantus. But once again, you don't see them that often.
No.
So, and spiders are mainly in green.
Yep.
There's one in red, I think.
Yeah, the green.
And black?
I think there's the one makes insects whenever people cast things, like Dragon Lair Spider.
There's the Trapjaw Spider or something like that as
There's
well.
Not very many.
Red, green. Yeah, there's not many. It's mainly green.
I would love to see a good 3-color Merfolk commander.
That'd be cool.
There's
because
not
you have
many.
the whites.
Yeah.
White, blue.
I think Tuvasa is the only 3-color. I could be wrong. I have not spent much time looking. But I think Tuvasa is the only Bant Merfolk commander. And she is not a good Merfolk commander. She's a super good enchantment commander.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have any support for it.
Yeah.
She's not like Kumena. And she's not like any of the other legendary Merfolks that either are great mono blue, great green blue, or there's a few in white and blue.
See, I would like to see them go back and find creature types where if we wanted tribal support, that where they only have maybe less than 3 or less commanders options there. Like griffins, there's only one griffin.
Yeah.
So unless you choose Morophon, but I'm excluding Morophon.
Yeah.
I would
from all
love
of us.
a Sphinx commander that was good for Sphinx
Yes.
tribal.
You know, something where people have a liking to and everything, and just be hey, here you go, let's research this.
Yeah, instead of there being you want to make this deck, and so you just use whatever as your commander, so you can make the rest of the deck, but you're never actually playing it. You just want the colors.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
a 5-color human commander would be cool too.
Yeah,
that'd be scary.
Humans,
That'd be scary.
Because I think you have Joda.
Yeah,
which is not for playing 5-color humans. It's for I want to drop Eldrazi.
Yeah.
Why do you want to spend Woodboard to cast something that's just 3-cost spell? Who cares?
It doesn't make sense.
No, but that's just thing that they should do.
Yeah, it could be really cool because it gives
bird
options
tribal
too.
or something like that. I don't
What
know.
tribal?
Birds.
Oh, I
Birds,
would love to see more bird tribal. There's a lot of really good bird cards.
There's a lot of cool birds. And bird token generators, and there's just birds could be a viable option. Nobody's ever really made it a viable option.
It would be hilarious if they had a commander that was an illusion, and the moment an opponent targets, it goes away.
It just dies every time.
That would be so stupid, but I would totally play that.
Definitely dies to removal.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are just a ton. I would love to see more options for elf decks.
Yeah.
There's pretty much Azuri.
Yeah, goblins, I remember you were saying before.
Yeah, Krenko or Krenko.
Or new Krenko.
Or possibly Grenzo with Krenko in the deck.
Both Krenkos.
Yeah, there's...
Or switch it up, put in a Zada.
Yeah, there are just a lot that kind of lack a good commander overall. I love seeing 5-color, but I understand the problem with opening up 5-color decks because then you get the strength of every deck. There's no restriction.
Yeah.
You need something kind of like the Ur Dragon where it's got to be targeted towards, all right, I've got all 5, but they're big costs. So maybe
it costs 9 to play your commander.
Golos is really good.
Love Golos.
Yeah.
The Niv Mizzet from War of Sparkles.
I haven't played him yet, but I actually haven't seen anyone play a deck of him. But he seems like he could be really fun.
Yeah.
We should make one of those.
It could be fun.
Yeah.
So many ideas making that's the problem I have. I was I have all these ideas. I keep them writing them down. I'm working on a new Pillow Fort deck now where I'm not using any enchantments. I'm just using creatures as Pillow Forts.
Interesting.
Yeah. So just token generator and all that stuff. I'm I'm not gonna attack any of you. I'm just using that as defense. And just going from there. So
that's the best part about Commander. There is just so many ways to play it, and I know people love their tribes. People just love it. We need a giant commander.
Yeah.
It's like cheering for a sports team.
Yeah.
That's totally it.
I would love to see a lot of like new, not new mechanics. Mechanics make a comeback. I loved the experience counters.
Yeah.
I thought they were really, really cool. I would love to see more of them. I didn't mind the Eminence trigger so much, but what I would specifically like to see so badly, mono-colored partners that have partner 2.
Oh!
So you could make yourself 3 color tribes based on even 2 of each of the monocolored ones, or just 1.
Yeah.
I'd never even thought about like altering.
That'd be
something
cool.
Like
That'd be
really
cool to partner, like have up to 3 commanders in your deck.
Yeah.
Like, or in the command zone. That'd be really cool. But it'd be really confusing to keep track of though, at the same time. Like it's already hard enough to keep track of 2 sometimes, let alone 3. So, but that would be interesting.
I think something like that would be really good for veteran players.
Yeah.
You know? Like, who wouldn't have as much trouble, like, keeping it all together, you know? It'd be really good if you're playing one-on-ones. Like, something like that could be really fun.
Well, I want to see, like them to have, like, the partner commanders where, like, they would flip and become one giant card instead.
Big boy commanders, yeah.
But, like, it has to be some sort of crazy condition where it's not just that both of them out. It's like, okay, this one's out, and if the partner, deals combat damage of at least 4 damage or something like that.
Or something.
Yeah. And then if that one, like, says, like, if the other one, like, prevents or you gain, like, 4 life at least, then they both flip, and then you have this giant commander.
Kind of try and assemble a weird combo between the commander pieces to turn them into you're not Eldrazi.
Megazord. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're going to combine them, it's like Voltron, but yet not Voltron, right? Because you're trying to fulfill those conditions.
That's why, it's Megazord.
Yeah, Megazord. Just multiple renditions of Power Rangers constantly.
Yeah. But that would be really cool, like seeing something different like that. And it would be, because I loved, like, Brazella, obviously. But something like that would be so dope, especially, like, and it could be themed to whatever the partner commanders, like, specialize in, like, whether it's combat damage, or if you have this many artifacts, or if you have this many tokens, or whatever.
Yeah, just make the condition, like, you're able to do the condition still, but it's still difficult to do in a commander setting. So, like, it's hard to get in combat damage sometimes. Yeah. Especially if you have a small creature. So you gotta put in stuff that makes it unblockable. Yeah. It's hard to gain life sometimes, too, Yeah. So, just doing things like that would make it really, really interesting. And then when you do flip it over, the crowd
That's gonna
goes
be
wild.
A huge moment. Yeah, something like that would be
incredible. Love to see more of the assist mechanic as well. I think that was such a cool mechanic from Battlebond. The ability to help everyone else pay for a counterspell, pay for a board wipe. Let's work together, guys. Yeah. I think that was a great mechanic, and I don't think there was enough cards of it.
And I feel like it's so on theme for what Commander is about, Like, it's just so appropriate for the format. So something like that could be really cool.
Battlebond really was just the first Commander Legends.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Commander good. Legends Alpha.
I'm excited as well. I hope they do print some more uncommon commanders. I think a lot of them are really cool. Mm-hmm. I love the new artwork style that they've started doing.
Yes.
As like the Throne of Eldraine stuff, the borderless with the foil options. Yeah, I really, really hope that goes forward. I would love the pre-con commanders to all be in the borderless style.
Oh. Yes.
Oh, a borderless Tuvasa would die for.
Yeah. That would be incredible.
So yeah, there is so much. There's 9 new commander decks. There's a commander draft set. I don't know how many commander players are actually draft players. I know a lot like Cube. So I'd be interested to see how many would actually attend a draft. I would love to host a draft.
Yeah.
Just kind of, see what everyone comes up with on the spot. Really play around with everyone's deck building. And
drafting is one of my absolute favorite things to do, which is kind of odd considering that I'm strictly a commander player. But that's what I want to do for my birthday. Like, I love drafting. I think it's so much fun.
I enjoy drafting quite a bit, but at the same time, like, this is one of the things I'm kind of iffy on, like, drafting for, because, like, cards in draft are way different. Like, the power in them are way different than when you're actually playing, like, a standard modern commander or any other format. Yeah. Draft is very, very, very specific on what is strong and what's not.
Yeah.
True.
Like, Elder Spell is really, really strong in Word of Spark during the draft.
Yeah, sure is.
But in the commander setting, it's very, very situational. It's not that strong because of that. My
you have to
Zaku's-
hope someone has a track set
Yeah.
and Super Friends a track set.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's in your hand, and they have 10 Planeswalkers out.
Yeah, there's so many things. Like, Icy Manipulator is a great example. Everyone went crazy when Icy Manipulator was out in a draft because it's really, really strong.
Mhm.
But in a regular setting, what do you do?
Yeah, I see an Icy Manipulator hit the table in Commander, like, alright.
Yeah,
I'm curious
What-
how they're gonna make it viable in any set, because even just drafting commander is gonna be very confusing and hard. So I'm just interested to see how they're going to handle it, because they're gonna have to do it perfectly, or
Yeah,
it's gonna be a flop.
And is it going to be like a regular draft format, or
Mhm.
is it going to be like a
brawl
brawl kind of
format,
format?
yeah.
And if it's going to be a brawl kind of format, well, am I allowed to draft duplicates or not? Because
Yeah.
let's face it, when you're drafting, you're going to have duplicates.
Well, and if it's a brawl sort of format, am I allowed to have more than 60 cards, or does it have to be capped?
But
yeah, or is it 40?
the flip side of that could be, if they wanted specifically to be for draft, we could see pack variants like we've never seen before.
Yeah.
True.
Specifically trying to get different cards out. Because, yes, they said that there's 70 new legendary cards in it. They have not said how many cards are in it. This could well be a 500 card set.
That would be scary, because I would be so bankrupt. It's time for another song.
But yeah, realistically, there really
One,
is.
two.
At the end of the day, there is nothing stopping them from making this a bigger set.
Yeah.
Everyone thinking about it and looking at it is probably coming at it from, oh, well, there's only going to be 200 cards like a normal set, or 250, whatever it is. But if it's for Commander, like I said, we could see theme boosters, which is, I think would be really good and stuff. So maybe you crack 3 or 4 packs, and then you crack into color themes to fit what you're actually looking for, which would not be a big deal.
Yeah, that would help.
But that would be difficult for an LGS. They would have to up the price on drafting.
Yeah.
So, and that's a thing.
But only if the product isn't supported that way. Because
Yeah.
there is nothing stopping them from sending them out drafting kits of, here's a box of green boosters, black boosters, red boosters, white boosters, right? And then you draft if you're doing, it's Commander, probably going to be more. So let's say that you crack your 3 packs or even 2 packs.
Mhm.
You find your Commander from that,
Mhm.
and the rest are themed colored boosters, which we know that they're trying to push right now.
Yeah.
You could really, really easily get a good
Yeah, there's no reason why
good
they
draft
couldn't do
experience in. Yeah, you could get a 3-color Commander, say, hey, I would like 2 of this, 2 of this, 2 of this, and let's see what I can make a deck
that.
with.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool if they had like a draft box or like a pre-release box. So when you sit down, like let's say you have like eight players,
Yeah.
everyone gets a special box that they
Yeah.
have to crack open. Like let's up the price to $40 each.
Yeah,
Let's say
screw it.
that, okay? And then you open it and there's like 6 boosters in there, so you're drafting even longer.
Yeah.
That'd be cool, but at the same time, that'd be so long though.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like I've never, as a commander player, time has never really been.
Yeah, if I
the
wanted to
issue
play,
for
if I
me.
wanted quick games, I'd play standard.
Yep.
Yeah, or modern.
I play competitive.
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, you're playing Oops All the Spells? Okay, the game over for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of what we've been working with. We've all been messaging each other back and forth. This was a crazy week for announcements.
Yeah.
What is everyone excited to see? What tribes do you think need a new commander?
Mm-hmm.
Mirrors. Enough said. Mirrors. Constructs. Thopters.
Other than Thopters. What do you think? What about this are you most excited for? Are there any speculation that you have for what's going to be in the collections or even in any of the sets this year?
Yeah, and are you planning on picking up a bunch? Are you going to get 1 or 2? Are you kind of the wait and see mentality, or are you like us and fired
You're
up
trying
10
to
out of
pre-order
10?
already.
Yeah, we're not allowed to. I already tried. It's just like, can I please pre-order all of these at a time?
It's the Futurama meme, take my money.
Yeah, exactly. We're going old school here. So let us know, guys. Again, you can always get in touch with us on the Facebook, on the Instagram, Into the 99, or on our Discord. Just give us a shout.
Yeah.
Sounds fantastic.
Thank you guys again for listening, and we want to say a quick thank you as well to the 4th unspoken member of this podcast who really does help it all out. Brian, thank you so much. You do a lot for us.
Doritos dudes.
The Doritos dudes. Bye,
That's
guys.
a long story. We'll talk about that next time. So,
Bye.
but anyways, bye.